How is everyone doing tonight? Fixing things on my what? Sorry guys, I'm just fixing it right in.
Hi, I'm Tom. So yeah.
Figured it out. Eh, there it is. It's working. Okay, we're ready to play. Why was it doing that? So weird. Third tag. Oh. Against Vi, huh? Sabotage. Gaius. Gaius. Ooh. Not a great start. Jam jammer, huh? This is a terrible start. Hmm. Yeah, we really need to do. Come in here. Got one, and then we have two left. The Vi high head again. Soraka. Two. Oh, what an ugly hand. I don't really want to set myself back any further. Yeah, let's not set myself back any. We're already at a 2-point lead, which is fine. Can't believe YouTube was not streaming publicly. That's such a pain. Been playing for 3 hours. What's that? That's 7? Ooh, falling star. Mm-hmm. 7, huh? 4, 5, 6, 7. All about assigning excess damage. But probably going to be good in the next set 'cause she's not so good. Probably going to get a lot of support. The need to make this bigger. Interesting tech with Soraka though. 5. I can't make this bigger without going way behind. Yeah, this is fine. What is going on? Let's go. Yeah, it's fine. I don't know what he's doing. This is weird. Fine. Hmm. Star Spring. You. I really don't know what I'm doing. No, I can 7, 5, and that's my. Hmm. Ooh, he's got Jin as well. Dang, Soraka in the back line is tough. Wow, I can't do my shenanigans. I'm in here. I'll do the trick here. Here. 4. Soraka. Ready. Yes. And we'll pass. Play. He's got Jin as well. Oh, wow. Doesn't that need to die? Hmm. And rewind. Okie dokie. So we won that. Way. Hmm. I have, so again is 6, that's 8, 10. We're at 5 and 5. Really need to kill the Jin. Six. Three, 4, 5, 6. Can be a lot of power. 7, 8. Three.
Gifted Black Betty said, I viewers stream boo. Com.
Jin dies, no? How so? What is this guy doing? Six. Go. Kaisa. Got it. Hmm. Seven. 7, draw 1. GG. Wow. What an interesting deck. I didn't know what he was going to do. I don't know what you were going to do, buddy. Goodbye. All right, we'll do one more. We don't want to go out like that. I don't want to go out like that. Let's see. Rengar. Got Ivern, huh? Proposal order. Yielding. Sabotage. I don't know if it matters what we have. Really want to. Go here. All right. This is not good. Oh no. Done. We're cooked. We're cooked. We're so cooked. Oh, brother. You gotta be kidding me, dude. You gotta be kidding me, brother. You gotta be kidding me. Got it. Four is gonna be a 4 when defending. Gonna drop the Ivern. Please drop it. These are 6, 4. I'm gonna have 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a 5, 6, and 8, 9. 10. One, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Eight, 9. I'll use less here. Before defense. 4, 6. Oh, brother. Ivern. He's gonna dig. Uh, Here we go. Put the Kinku in there. Then we can purchase back. Azir. Christy. Good rate 1-on-1. Oh, he's a 7. I only need 5 damage. Is easier. The bird. He's a bird. Here's 5. I need 6. Which I have. Can't believe he's a bird. He's a bird. Seven. 7. 4, huh? 14. 6. Chive clear. Oh. Yeah, I have to. All right, all right. Hey, Newton Roca, thank you for the sub. I really like that. Makes my day. Thinking.
John Buzzley 739 said I want to run the unit Warwick in my Rengar deck. I don't have cases right now. What do you think?
I want to run Warwick my Rengar. I don't have Kaiser right now. What do you think? I don't think Warwick is the answer. I think if you're gonna not run Kaisa, just run the Kinku initiates or the Pikes, and if you don't have that, maybe run Yone or Darius and Rangars. Drop him here. That's kind of how I would run it. Fighter.
John Buzzley 739 said okay thanks.
Yeah. Warwick's just not gonna help you, really. He seems cool. I like that he enters ready, but I think he costs 6. And I just don't think it's really gonna help. Because his effect is really good, but you don't have any damage spells that like do damage. In the next set, he's probably gonna be really good. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. Have a defy. Oh, it doesn't matter. He has a defy.
John Buzzley 739 said you have Flurry of Blades, but I understand it's probably not good in this deck.
Yeah, it's really not. That's more for that's more for Aurora. Ooh, we just moved him. Played that wrong. Played that poorly. Played that incorrectly. I don't know if the TTS really help. I'm gonna turn speaker bot. This guy. 3. That was 2, and then 2 for the draw. Let's do come in here. Do I need to eliminate his field? Or I really want to. Maybe I can come in here. All right, one. 6. There we go. 5. Oh, 8, 9. Oh. Take this out. Six. That's oh, he enters ready, huh? Oh wow. Hi. He's an I. Oh, let's come in here. 7. Plot that defy. Go. GG, GG. All right, I'm going to close it out, guys. I appreciate it. Does anybody have any more questions before I go? John Bosley, are you still in? And what is the deck list that you're running if you're still here? Still putting it together? Are you using my list, the one that I listed? I really like the Jin inclusion. Yeah, and that only really works when you got like Falling Star and the other one. That's really what you want. It's really, so let me go through it. Well, here. I'm getting tired, so. So if you don't have Kaisa, which is fine, you don't actually really need Kaisa. I actually wasn't running Kaisa in this deck. There's a budget list version. Let's go, I think you can do it like this. If you have, I'll show you right now. So there's a budget version, and honestly, I've taken this to tournaments and done extremely well. And all gens are. I like them all. Kind of look the same. Come on. There we go. All right. So you have your 6 and 6. You have your 2 Rengars. You have the 2 Sabotages. The 2 Punch First. The 3 Infernos. And Alt Argents. Yeah, nice. Those are nice. They're beautiful cards. I love how they look. So you have here the top end, it looks like you got the 2 Dariuses, the 3 Jins, the 3 Nidalees, the 3 Pikes, the 3 Kinkus. And honestly, I use the Kinkus better than the Kaisas for my card draw. And because you saw in that last one, I must have drawn like 4 cards off the Kinku alone. And then you have Grim, He's obviously great. In this one, for me personally, I like the 3 falling stars. And the only time it really bit me in the butt was when I was fighting that Soraka deck. And then was like, well, okay, I can't destroy the black backline. You got Thrill of the Hunt, staple. You got 2 challenges. The 2 challenges, that's your removal and your falling star, and they hit anywhere. So you have 5 cards out in a 40 card deck that blows things up anywhere they are, anywhere, everywhere. Challenges be a bit of a prerequisite. It works better when you have like you know, like a strong unit out. There's not like a whole ton of these strong units, but it's still really important to be able to buy, because things you want to get rid of are like Arthas, etc. What about piercing lights? Piercing light only does 2 damage, 2 and 2, and I just don't think it's really that great. Piercing light. Piercing light. Piercing light. 2 damage to a unit. So it's 2 damage to a unit at a battle. And that's the problem. That's your restriction right there. Is that it's at a battlefield. The thing about Falling Star is that it's just piercing light technically cheaper and it's better, in my opinion. Piercing light costs more, is the same amount of power. The only benefit to piercing light is that, and it has to be at a battlefield. Piercing light being defiable is bad as well. Yeah, that's one's hit me in the. You're paying 6 to do 2 less than what. That's honestly one of the reasons I really run Falling Star. You know, it slices, it dices, it does all that kind of stuff. That's really, really, really why I like Falling Star over the things. That's why we run Punch first instead of obviously the other one that we're not so we can't counter a counter. You have Verna. You know, all these are pretty staples. The only thing I don't run is the 3 1-drop guys, the Determined Sentries, and I just feel like they don't really help this deck because you're going for more control. If you're going for more aggro, that's fine, but I'm not really too super crazy about these. Instead, I'd rather just go for more. Thing is I want to dominate front with my own battlefield, the combat tricks and moving around. We have this to, you know, people would say these are incompatible in the deck because this destroys whatever's on the battlefield and destroys whatever in the back. And the thing is that they can't, it's really hard for them to coexist. That's why you have Jin. Deck need to pit rookies? No, they don't need to pick rookies, but it really synergizes with Emperor's Dais. And when you play a pit rookie, the thing about pit rookie is that you right now. So you have turn 1, Faithful, and then turn 2, you play Pit Rookie, Faithful 3. Then you can swing in anywhere. You can pull any 2 might in and conquer it. This is when you don't have Star Spring, and then you'll just wipe the floor with them pretty much. And then let's see. Uh and then the only other things you can put in place. Yeah, so he really helps, you know, like anytime you're in a, there isn't like a lot of better alternatives. Let's say you have like Inku in your base. You need it's 2 energy. There's a 4 might, there's like a Noxus Hopeful here, right? Like a Noxus Hopeful just chilling here, right? You're like, all right, well, I'll play Pit Rookie. It gets a buff, and you get to play Hero Legend, 5 might. Sense? And then when you come in with Emperor's Dais, say you play it and you go in with Emperor's Dais, you can bounce it back to your hand. You can do the trick. So if you can either pay half of this cost and not have it resolve all the way, or you can actually pay the 1. Even if you're tapped out, you can still return it. Judges have ruled that that's okay, because you can do some of the cost, but not all of the cost, and you won't get the Sand Soldier, but you can still bounce it back, which is why it exists. So then you could play it again on something else, you know. All right, well, I'll give him, or if you have I've had it, I play him on Jin a lot because Jin is like a good target. Buff Jin 6. Then Jin starts moving around. It's doing all, you know, and then it's like, all right, well, I'll punch first for 1 power. Makes punch first costs. You know, you generate 1 energy, 1 power every time he moves. I have a video on it that kind of goes over a lot of like the tricks. But anytime you move Jin, you can play Falling Star for 1, generates 1 first. And then you can even do like Star Spring, right? Let's say you go say turn 4, turn 2, you play Jin. Next turn, Star Spring, you generate 1 and 1. Use 1 of your power. High Pike. And then let's say they do this has happened more than once, right? Say that Diana comes in and it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna Moonfall Jin, and they have to pay 2 power because he's got deflect, right? And then what I'll do is I'll flip Pike. Say I'm tapped out, right? I've spent all my energy. It's their turn. Flip Pike. I'll trigger Star Spring. Jin will move down. That'll resolve first. Then Jin will come in here. And he'll move again. So now I have 2 and 2 for free. And then because you flip Pike, you give Jin +1, right? It's -2 for the battlefield. So it's still 3 to 3, right? Then they're like, all right, well, I'll play. Like, I really want to win this one. So I'll play Stupefy. They still have to pay the deflect cost. Now Jin's a 2, right? So now you have that 2 energy power, you can play either punch, you play either Thrill of the Hunt. Sometimes they'll do it on Abandoned Hall, which will make her a 4, in which case they don't need to. Let's say it's Abandoned Hall because that's the most optimal. They'll still be at -2, right? But they'll be tapped out. Then you play punch first. Boom. And it was free. And you still have 1 energy or on some crazy thing. Turn them into an 8. 10 -2. Or you can play, and then if it's on Abandoned Hall, he gets an extra +1. Or you don't have that, you also have Thrill the Hunt. Just replay him. The -2 goes away. He becomes a 5, 6. 5 because he played him, 6 because of Abandoned Hall. Boom. Just like that. So it's little like tricks like that. You know, you can also just you start spring to move and then move in with him. One of the things that's really great is when you attack with him. Yeah. Let's say they got a say they got a Rengar their side. And you come in, say you only have 5 runes up, right? You come in and you're a 4, right? But you generate 1 and 1. So you use that 1 energy, 1 power, and 2 more, and you get to play Italy, or you could play your own Rengar, not have to pay the power cost. You play. Lost my name. You play in Italy, 1, 2, 3, boom. Then they have to choose. Well, do I choose the ramp or do I let them draw a card? You know, it really keeps you from like de-ramping, and then you still have 3. Like, all right, well, I'll Hidden Blade Jin. It's like, all right, well, I'll just return, you know, or I'll Hidden Blade this one. You know, just, I don't know. I'll just destroy this guy through challenge or something. Well, I'll tap that. Now it's still, you know, I still have that 3 up. So it gives you that 1 extra every single time. So you just, you know, you get creative with it. Also, what's great about Jin, say you tap, right? And then next turn, right? Jin's a 4. 1, 2, 3. Play Kinku. When you play a unit, give it +1. And if your other units have total 5 or more might, he's a 4, right? Because you get to choose. You give them the +1 first because they're happening at the same time. So the controller chooses how they operate. And then you still draw. Oh, yeah. Well, I have a few videos. I would just watch the videos where I fight Ys. I honestly don't have a problem with Yi. A lot of times sometimes I'll treat him. He is really strong. It's like super unga bunga. And when I'm playing him, I used to play Forbidding Waste, but now I don't anymore because Dice is so strong. And they use the same battlefields you do. So they use all the exact same battlefields you do. But you just kind of have to play around it. And if you with Yi, it's hard to say, you know. Let's see, where are some of my hello. I lose this one. Deck down. A lot of it comes down to the fact that if you have the Bayfolk, you pretty much win. But they also have Charm, which is a really pain in the butt. But the thing is that when you have Jin out, they can't deal. They have to pay 2 power because of the deflect. And the thing is, like, you want to get ahead. Once you have Jin on a battlefield, then you start going back and forth. Because that's where the ganking comes in with Jin. He's so loaded with good stuff. And you're still moving, and you're still generating, and you still got deflect, and you're just going back and forth. 2 points, 2 points, 2 points. Same thing with Pike. Pike does the same thing. He just also not strong. But once you get him out, and they can't do anything, like if they have no units, and you do a gank, and they next turn they play their units, and then you do another gank, and it's just like that's already like such a huge boost. And then see, I was running if you're fighting a lot of E's, Forbidding Waste is really good. And oh, so they'll play on guard, right? All right, we're gonna go to. And a lot of times, if they're gonna play a lot of those spells, I'll try to attack. Stop it. Touch yourself. And then I'll do things like that, you know, like I'll swing in. We have to go to the vet again. Discipline. Yeah, see, he'll discipline. And this sounds like it's bad, but you want them to spend their resources, right? Here I should have buffed him to 4. To 5. That would have been smarter. I don't know why I did that. Oh, what I play really late, so I get tired, so I do interact like silly stuff. But yeah, so now he'll play the Rengar, right? This is when I was using front. Yeah, and then he's on Forbidding Way, so it doesn't matter. So you get to trade over him. Yeah, that +2 is really tough. So, but you really just got to play around him. And if you're playing a lot of Ys, I would play Forbidding Ways for sure, because it's just gonna be better. The thing I'm sad about is there's no star. I was using Void Seeker back then. Yeah, so that's the old deck. But eventually, there's so much green running around that it's dominating what spells you can play in the meta. So anything that doesn't have 2 power gets pretty much absolutely destroyed by Defy. So a lot of how this deck kind of slips through is from the sheer virtue of it not running like too many like spells. Like if you use this and you defy it, you're like, all right, we're still even. It can't defy this. This is the only one you got to watch out for. But you just have to play. You have to play in a way where you're forcing them to do something. You're forcing them to tap out, which can be hard, but it is what it is. If you're really having trouble with it, take out one of these guys and throw in a Bryn here. That's how I'd run it. Oop. Throw in 1 or 2 in the sideboard. But really, I don't have a huge problem with it. The thing is, too, with Yi, Falling Star, that's in that deck, I wasn't running the Falling Stars, right? But eventually, think I used Void Seeker. Yeah, this was early. This was quite a while ago. This is before I started getting my tournament wins. The the thing is, like, if you have if they have a Rengar, right? This card is really, really strong. But then that's what this is for. You know, Falling Star it before you go into combat with it. Just boom. Just Falling Star it. Or their Yi. They have their Yi in the back line. They have their Yi like sitting up here, and they don't have anything else. Like if it's early in the games, I'll just blow out the back line. You know, but Yi is really strong, so you just have to take that into consideration, and you have to play around it. And I would just get some reps in. I would just find a guy who's got Yi, and then just like push the limits. Be like, all right, well, let's see what happens when this happens. Let's see what happens when this happens. You know, it's okay. But Void Seeker's not very good. The numbers don't add up. 6 is like a magic number. 4 is a magic number, but 6 is like a magic number. Especially against Yi, because they could just pump it pretty easily. So, but you have, like, you know, the direct damage, the challenges, the punch first. You can punch first. If they punch first, you can punch first in response. You can meet them wherever they're at. So that's how I do it. Any more questions before I head on out? Oh, I love this deck. I actually want to try this one. No Baron. If you have any more questions, you're always free to message me. You can hit me up on Twitter, or you can hit me up on YouTube. I think they have a messaging thing now. But if you check out, you know, I have I have a this one. A little bit. This best Rengar tips and tricks. Hands down, this one's going to tell you like so much about it. And then I also have a guide here. And if you have any more questions beyond that, just hit me up and let me know. And I hope you do really well with it. If you have any questions, let me know. If you do get any good wins, if you do really well, I want to hear about it. The only deck I lost to at Nexus Knights. Yeah, so you'll that'll happen. The thing is like, just pay attention to how you sequence it. And if you know, I've learned a lot. Not everyone can record their games, but I learned a lot. If there's any way you can record your games, if someone will let you, do that if you can. If you could like set up a little tripod in the phone, just like record or whatever, and then watch it again. I know it sounds crazy, but when you see it again, just pay attention to, because there's different lines. That's what I had to learn, because it's kind of like how I learned how to fight Set. I was like, oh, I can't fight him like normal. I have to let him make the first move and then capitalize on top of that. Yeah, have a nice night. Thanks for streaming videos. Yeah, of course. Sorry I didn't stream earlier. I was streaming, but it didn't list it as public. I don't know why it was like that, and it took me a while to figure what was wrong with it. But there is a whole live uh, that's live. So feel free to check it out if you want to see more. And more of me being like, where is everybody? Um, yeah, yep. And you're right. That'll happen. So you'll do 6 damage and then you'll swing in and then they'll do more. But when they do that, sometimes if you'll do that, the Jin helps with that cost. So you'll they'll have discipline, but if you go to let's see, this hypergeometric MTG. Okay. The population size, that's how many cards in your deck. Sample size is how many cards you drawn. So there's 4 plus 6 with the mulligan. And then if you go in 4 turns, 4 turns is 10 cards. So successes into population 3. How many cards do you want to draw? 2. All right. So the chances of them having, there's 3 disciplines, right, in the deck. And there's 2, and the chances of them having 2 of the 3 cards you don't want them to have out of drawing 10 cards, so this is 4 turns in, is about 15%. That's something to keep in mind. The chances of them having 10 cards in is 1.31. Chance to draw exactly 3 of the wanted card, 1.31. The chance to draw 3 or less, 100%. Chance to draw 0 of the wanted card is 40% chance that they won't have it at all. So let's see, that's turn 4, 5, 6. Let's see, 6 turns in. So you're about 6 turns in. Let's say it's 4 turns and he's already used 2 disciplines. So now there's 1 in there, right? And the chances of him having 1 is 30%. Yeah. Oh, successes in the population 3. No. 1. Obviously, that's possible. I think this doesn't account for if you already drawn them. Let's say 3 in there. The chance of him having 3 is still 2%. Now, if you go up to 20, it's like a blue deck. It becomes like 12%, right? And this is because one of them's the champion, you know, so your sample size, that's how many cards you've drawn. You start with 4. Chances of them having, there's 3 target cards, and then this is how many times they hit and what are the chances. Like, so at the starting hand to have 2, the 2% chance. After mull, the 5% chance. Turn 1, 7. Turn 2, 10. Turn 3, 4, 5, 6. About a 20% chance. So that's something to keep in mind when you're when you're making them burn their spells, right? Let's say they have a on guard. You know, the chances of them by turn 6, the chance of them having an on guard and a discipline is about 61%. Roughly speaking, right? It doesn't equate for 2 different ones, but you know, something to think about. So when you're like 16 cards deep in the deck, right? And you can tell this. Say you're like 17 cards deep, and there's only 1 success in the population and 1 sample. You can kind of base it like that, right? Like, all right, well, there's a 40%, which is valuable information. I think it's less than that if they've already played a couple, but yeah, it's better for starting out. Before turns in, 3 cards, the chances of them having 1 of them is about 60%. So the chances of them having a discipline at turn 4 after dropping 2 cards from mulligan, and there's 3 of them, is about 60%. So they're, you know, the same thing for you. But that's a falling star. That's a thrill of the hunt. Chances of you having falling star 10 cards in a 39 card deck, one of them, about 60%. Same thing with Jin. You know, so turn 0, turn 1, turn 2, right? You have about a 50% chance to have a Jin in your hand, which is really good. You probably want it by turn 3 because they get really aggressive once they realize how good Jin is. And just take your time and play slow and build up, you know? Don't try to throw yourself at them. Just plan it out. That's how I would do it. But if you record your videos and watch them, I'd swear it works really well. Like, I know it seems kind of weird. It was weird at first when I started doing it, but then I learned, wow, this is actually a really good way to learn. Because you see things, even I saw in the last video, something that I was like, oh man, I should not have done that. I should have done it like this. So, but yeah, John Bosley, I hope you have a good one. Twisted Rogues, thank you. Thank you. And I hope you have a nice night as well. And I hope everyone has a nice night. And of course, and I'll be streaming all these next 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And have a really good one.